If you're like me, you like to have a clean car, but you're always looking for a way to save money. Today we are looking at the SwiftJet Car Foam Sprayer. Now you can spray down your car at home and keep it clean just like from the car wash. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. As you saw, we are looking at the SwiftJet Car Foam Sprayer. That is actually pretty cool, but enough talk. Let's get right into this review. Here's our SwiftJet Car Foam Sprayer. I'm really excited to try this out. This retailed for right around $40. Let's open it up to see what we get. So of course, you can see we actually have a pretty heavy duty hose sprayer. I was impressed by the quality there. There's a nice filter on the bottom. There's also this quick connect adapter right there. That's always really convenient. Then of course, there's the mixing head. And then the mixing head is already attached to the bottle. There's the foaming tip, and the foaming tip is this piece right over here. That's what gives you all the magic with the foam. There's a siphoning tube, and of course the siphoning tube is already inside the bottle, and then of course there's the bottle itself, and then we have this little tiny thing called the rinsing tip, and that's right here. I didn't realize we also got our own washing mitt right here. That was really, really convenient. We can see the dial right here on top of the mixing head. You can turn it, and this changes the level of soap or foam that you're going to get coming out of your sprayer. I'm really excited to try this out because my car is dirty. Talk about the settings for the foam sprayer. 0 would be no foam, of course. Then if you start with A, that's the least amount of foam you're going to get, and you can wheel this all the way to E. E will be the most amount of foam you can get. You can see inside the mixing head there are these grooves that you have to align the foaming tip to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put those in to line them up, and that's our first piece we're going to assemble. You know it's in when you hear a click. If you're looking just to rinse and don't want any foam, you actually use this attachment and it gets just a stream of water coming out. We referenced the handle briefly, but I do like that this is all made out of rubber. There are some plastic parts here. There also is this piece right up here where you can lock it into place and just keep it spraying. Of course, there's a dial to change that tightness there. There's also this quick connect piece on the top, which is really convenient. Of course, on the bottom, you see that we have a gasket and then a sediment filter. My thought is they don't want any kind of debris getting into your car foam sprayer because there's no need to scratch your paint when you're washing it. The end that connects it to their sprayer right here actually is a quick connect. I really do appreciate that because it can go on really, really easy. You can choose to use this quick connect piece. I'm actually going to connect it right to my regular hose and not use this piece, but that is an option that they have included. Let's get our soap and start washing. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the SwiftJet Car Foam Sprayer? Have you tried this one or another model that you would recommend? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. When it comes to mixing up your soap and water, go based on the manufacturer's recommendations for your soap. Mine right here, the Armor All Ceramic Car Wash, calls for 6 ounces of concentrate to, well, 32 ounces of water. What I did is I filled up 6 ounces right here into the foam can itself, and I marked that so I know exactly where that is for the next time. I do wish this would have had some sort of a marking system on it. It does not. The whole jug itself is 32 ounces, so I'm going to have a little more soap as compared to having 32 ounces to the 6 ounces, but that's okay with me. The SwiftJet company recommends putting in warm water. Well, I'm actually going to use cold water because my hose, that's what it has, but you can probably get better results if you mix it first. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take the water I have, pour it in here, assemble the whole thing, and get to spraying. Before you use your foam, I'm actually just going to rinse this off with the hose itself, getting the entire car all wet. Therefore, the foam will have something to hit onto there, but my entire vehicle will be wet. We're all rinsed off. Now for the moment of truth, it's time to foam up this car. Check out that spray foam coming out. That's awesome. The company recommends working in 4-foot sections, so I'm gonna start right here on the front and then we'll move around to the other sides. A little Jeff Reviews for You pro tip is find a helping hand to make the job go by a whole lot quicker. Once you finish with a section, just rinse it off and get it ready to be dried. So what I did here is I did just the front. Now I'm gonna move over to the sides and keep on going. As we're continuing along with the SwiftJet, we are moving from the top down to the bottom, working sections at a time, but check out that foaming action. One of my favorite parts is knowing exactly where I have sprayed because it does a great job with the foaming action. I don't overspray, and I also make sure I don't underspray. Everything gets covered nice and evenly. Of course, once you're done with washing the car, everything's rinsed off. I use a nice chamois and just start drying this up, making sure I have no water spots. Of course, if you're interested in any of the things that I've used here, I will link them down in the description. Now that we have everything clean and dry, it's time to cue the afternoon rain or overhead birds to just mess up your work. But doesn't that look good in the meantime? I wanted to check out the reviews on Amazon to see if they aligned with how my experience were, and as per this review, there were over 3,600 reviews and a 4.4 star rating. If we look at the negative reviews, there were some that said the bottle leaked. Now, I didn't necessarily experience that, but I don't want to discount their independent use as well. Also, someone said it wasn't used for a pressure washer, and that's absolutely true. This is not intended to be used for a pressure washer. The fittings and everything would probably explode if you hooked it up to a pressure washer. If we look at the positive reviews, there are far more positive than negative. A lot of people said it was a must-have, it was really good quality, and it created some nice foam. I do agree with those statements as well. In this video, we are looking at the SwiftJet CarFoamSprayer. So what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. Right around $40 is a typical price point of what you would expect for a product just like this. It's important to note that this particular CarFoamSprayer hooks up to your garden hose, so the amount of foam or pressure you get is all dependent on your actual water pressure at your house. Mine is currently set at 65 PSI. Yours might be different, so just gauge that information before you choose an item like this. If you're looking for one of those that just looks like it covers it in snow cone ice, those are actually hooked up to a pressure washer, so you actually have to have a pressure washer to go along with those kind of foam sprayers, but with the garden hose, this is the kind of spray that you will get. I appreciate that this one came with high quality parts. It was really easy to assemble and use right outside the box. Plus it had that mitt washcloth, and I loved that as well. The directions were easy to follow, and the indicators for the different foam levels were really quick and easy to use. Like I said, I do wish it had a measuring gauge on the side so you can determine how much liquid went in as compared to the soap, but with a little trial and error, I was able to make my own lines. In the end, the results speak for themselves. I was able to soap up my car, use the included washcloth to wash it up, rinse it off, use my chamois and dry it up, and you know what? It actually looked a whole lot better than sometimes when I take it to a car wash. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. When I'm done washing the car, I always make sure to completely disassemble the unit, and then I just let it dry. I do that so there's no mold buildup. It just doesn't have any gunk inside of the CarFoamSprayer itself. Once it's completely dry, I actually put everything back together, then store it on a shelf so I have it all in one place. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the SwiftJet CarFoamSprayer. You know what? Not that long ago, I actually reviewed something called the Car Wash Cannon, and it's a very similar item. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that review right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm gonna join you right there. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.